today, having found you guilty, it now falls to this court to impose sentence. Before I do, Mr. Bluesell, I want to say this. In interfering with the arrest of Ms. Baxter, you not only endangered your own life, but the lives of the officers involved, the lives of the innocent bystanders, and you interfered with attempts to save the victims of the accident. Sir, I do take into consideration your age. However, I find that your actions at the scene warrant the maximum possible punishment which is available under our law. And sir, at this time, I therefore sentence you to 20 years in the penitentiary. Sir, you will be eligible for parole in 10 years. And at this time, I remand you to the custody of the Hunt County Sheriff's Department to be transported to begin serving your sentence. Sheriff, in attendance to the court. Case before the court, cause number 329. Ms. Baxter, you come before this court charged with possession of a controlled substance, with 5 counts of intoxication assault and 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter for the deaths of Tyler Page and Rodney Swenson. To these charges, you have pled not guilty. A duly impaneled jury of your peers found you guilty on all counts, and it now falls to this court to pronounce judgment. But before I do, I think it's important to remember what brought you before this court today. On Tuesday, March 22nd at 9 a.m., a series of bad choices intentionally made by you came to their inevitable conclusion. I use the word intentional because although you never meant to cause this result, you intentionally chose to consume controlled substances. You intentionally chose to use prescription drugs for which you did not have a prescription. And then tragically, no longer in possession of your mental and physical faculties, you intentionally chose to get behind the wheel of a car. When you got high, and you turned the key in that ignition, you set in motion a chain of events that would leave 5 wounded, 2 dead, and your life destroyed forever. Because of you, Arla Soria Taisha Galloway suffered physical injury. Because of you, Gavin Barabbas, Megan Papagiorgio and Jacob Hall suffered serious injuries from which they may never recover. And because of you, Mr. Page and Mr. Swenson are dead. Whatever punishment I give you today, it will never be the same punishment as you have inflicted on their friends and family. It will never be enough to restore all of the promise that was lost when they died, all of the hopes that were shattered, or all of the dreams that disappeared in that instant. And no matter what punishment you suffer now, it will never be justice. I understand that you're young, and many people would argue that I should show you mercy for that reason, that it was a mistake, and that you are unlikely to repeat it. But you showed no mercy to your victims, and the fact that you are young will not bring them back. While a long prison sentence for you may seem to some to just compound a tragedy, it is a necessary evil. I take no pleasure in sentencing you here today, but a message must be sent to you and to this community that we will not tolerate intoxicated driving, intoxicated assault, and frankly, murder. The deaths of the innocent people you killed require an answer, and justice requires a sentence that reflects the damage that you have caused. I therefore find at this time that you should be sentenced to 60 years in the state penitentiary. I hope that you use that time to think about your victims and their families and what you took from them. At this time, I remand you to the custody. You may begin serving your sentence. Sheriff Jones, you may take the defendant into custody.